Okay, let's talk about rent. You know, that giant chunk of your paycheck that disappears every single month? What if I told you that one kind of scary conversation once a year could literally save you thousands of dollars? This isn't about getting lucky, it's a skill. And together, we're going to break it down. I love this quote because it's so true, right? Most of us treat our rent like the weather. It's just something that happens to us. That renewal notice shows up, you see the price hike, you let out that big sigh, and you just sign it. It feels completely out of your control. But what if that's all wrong? I mean, what if that whole way of thinking is just flawed? What if your rent has way more in common with the sticker price on a car than it does with a weather forecast? That's the question we're going to dig into. So, this brings us to what I like to call the great rent myth. We see that number on the lease, and our brain just automatically thinks, okay, that's the price, set in stone. But here's the secret. More often than not, that's just the starting price. It's the opening offer in a negotiation you might not have even known was happening. You have to remember, your lease renewal isn't just some boring paperwork you have to deal with. It is a golden opportunity that comes around once a year. It's the moment you can make a huge positive impact on your finances for the next 12 months. Now, to really unlock this opportunity, we need to do something crucial. We have to completely flip the script and look at this whole thing from the other side of the table. Because understanding your landlord's perspective, well, that's where you'll find your secret weapon, leverage. Look, at the end of the day, your landlord is running a business. It doesn't matter if it's a massive corporation or just one person who owns your building. And you know what the number one killer of profit is for that business? A vacant apartment. An empty unit isn't just neutral. It's a money pit. It's actively draining their bank account. Let's just do the quick math from their point of view, right? A vacancy means at least a month of rent. Poof, gone. Plus, they're shelling out cash for advertising, deep cleaning, maybe some repairs and paint. It all adds up fast. Now, what's the alternative? Keeping a great tenant, which is you. That means guaranteed income, stability, zero turnover costs. All of a sudden, giving a reliable person a little break on the rent doesn't just seem nice. It seems like a brilliant business decision. And that, right there, that simple financial reality is your leverage. If you pay your rent on time, you take care of the place, you don't cause any trouble, you are a huge asset to them. You are literally the solution to their biggest business problem. That is your power in this conversation. Don't forget it. Okay, so you know you have this power, this leverage. The big question is, how do you actually use it? Let's get super practical and walk through the playbook, step by step. First step. Timing is absolutely everything. You want to start this process about 2 months before your lease is up, not 2 days. Second, do your homework. You need to know what similar apartments in your neighborhood or even in your own building are renting for. That data is your ammunition. Third, you got to politely remind them of your awesome track record as a tenant. And finally, and this is key, you have to frame your request as a win for both of you. And that's really the core strategy. This isn't a confrontation, it's a collaboration. You're not going in there making demands. You're just saying, hey, I love living here, I'd love to stay, and I think we can find a rate that works for both of us. You get to stay in your home, and they get to avoid the massive cost and headache of finding a new tenant. It's a total win-win. Now, let's be real. Sometimes the rental market is hot and the landlord just won't budge on that monthly price. But listen, that does not mean the negotiation is over. It just means it's time to get creative and expand your definition of what a win looks like. Yeah, success here doesn't always mean a lower number on your monthly check. There are a ton of other forms of value a landlord can offer that can save you money or seriously improve your quality of life. Think about it. Getting that $100 a month parking space for free is exactly the same as a $100 rent reduction. Same goes for getting them to waive gym or pool fees. Or maybe you can finally negotiate for that new dishwasher you've been eyeing. You can even lock in your current rent for a longer 18-month lease. Heck, even just avoiding a rent increase is a huge financial win. And hey, for those of you in larger buildings, here's a real power move. Talk to your neighbors. If several of you have leases ending around the same time, you can approach the management office as a group. Trust me, there is incredible strength in numbers. It shows you're organized and serious. Let's zoom out for a minute because what we're really talking about here goes way beyond just a single lease renewal. We're talking about building a habit that can literally change your life. This is about shifting your whole mindset. It's about going from being a passive price taker to an active participant in your own financial life. It's about realizing that way more things are negotiable than you probably think. The confidence and the skills you build by negotiating your rent
can be used everywhere. You can call up your phone or cable provider and ask for a better rate. You can shop around for your insurance. And yes, this is the exact same muscle you use when you're negotiating your salary at work. It all comes down to the simple habit of asking.
So please remember this the next time that lease renewal notice shows up. Don't just see a piece of paper, see an invitation, an opportunity to practice a skill that will serve you for the rest of your life. Because in the business of life, silence is incredibly expensive. But speaking up, well, that can pay you dividends you never even imagined. So what are you going to ask for this year?